Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to do two roster reviews, so let's jump into it. The first review is for Guppy with the Plows Bros. 9.6 million GP, 5.9 in characters, 3.6 in ships, and a little over a year played. So these these accounts are wild. Absolutely wild. I remember when I played for my first year, I was like 2 million GP or something. I had like a handful of relics. How the game has changed. Alright, so a good amount of GLs, 6 GLs, SOKRC, JML, Ray, Jabba, Lord Vader. So missing missing 3 GLs, JMK, GL Ahsoka, and Leia. Which those are some pretty good GLs. I would say as long as you have Jabba, then you're in a great place as far as your GLs go, and then you can kind of whatever order you want to farm the rest at your leisure. Leia would probably be my next if I was this player. I did farm JMK as my 5th GL, but that was more of like a passion project. So I'm not saying he should farm Leia right now. I'm just saying out of all the GLs that are left, I would probably lean towards Leia as the most influential of the 3. JMK is great, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have any currency. His viability in endgame a lot of time is determined by datacrons, but he's Jedi and Galactic Republic, which, you know, is 2 very big factions, so he gets boosts all the time. Just right now, there's nothing that's really making him great, so he's more of an offensive character. And then Leia is always good, so I just think Leia is more important for those like specific counters that you need that only a few characters can really do. Alright, so let's look at a Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. That's a great farm. He has Grand Inquisitor. I'm not really seeing Reva here, but she might just be really slow. Oh yeah, no Reva yet, which is fine. Your guild's probably, you'll get her sooner or later. She's an excellent character. As far as Ezra Bridger, you don't need the 3rd Omicron until you have GL Ahsoka. There's only one that really is important when you have him with Rey, but even once you get GL Ahsoka, I see a lot of players that throw Ezra with Rey just because it makes a very strong team, especially in 3s. So, alright, Tusken Chieftain Omicron, I'm not a big fan. I know with the Datacron right now, if you have the Scion of Boba Fett Datacron, it's actually pretty strong, but I don't like this. I think this is 100% a waste compared to if you have the Tusken Raider Omicron, because you just go Chieftain, Warrior, Raider. No reason to get this Chieftain one, especially I don't know if you have. Yeah, you don't even have Boba Fett up and running, so I don't know why you placed that. But I would just read Omicrons more carefully to see if you actually want to use them, or if they'll be useful. So you do have Darkside Ray. Darkside Ray is great, excellent character, elevates SOKR. Man, this is after a year and some change. This is insane progress. All right, so you do have Sidious here, but you did not farm the Sidious Cron, and I'll say not farming Datacrons is. Especially since this is the 2nd time, it's a pretty big deal to be missing just like a whole evolution of Datacrons. It seems like you Enduring Power, you farmed some and then you kind of just gave up. You didn't even level up the free one. So Datacrons are important. We need 30, at least 30 for 3v3. Your account is large enough to utilize them, so you should have them. Okay, interesting. Let's look at your fleets. So the only premium ship you have for fleets is the Executor. Do you at least have the Marauder? Alright, so you do have the Marauder. Rex, I would get that 7-star on Rex. Rex is actually important when you look at the meta right now. And endurance with mace is important as well. So I would get mace up and running, at least Relic 3. You'll need it for JMK sooner or later. And then you'll want the 7-star on Rex. Having a usable Galactic Republic fleet so that you can counter executors reliably is very important. It's also just a very strong fleet in general. So I would definitely just shore up this. Yeah, you have Negotiator, but if they have a Houndstooth starting, you're going to want Endurance. It's actually a very, very strong fleet. So I would look at getting that up and running. As far as these other farms, I totally get not wanting to rush into Leviathan, and you still don't have Leia, so I could understand why you wouldn't want to rush into the Profundity, because I probably would rather have rather have Leia over the Profundity, at least right now. Don't get me wrong, the Profundity is an excellent ship. You're actually really close. I don't know if you just want to like boost up those relics to get the Profundity, but you're like crazy close. Well, let's look at your Rebel fleets again. Yeah, you're pretty close. I think you do need Biston's U-Wing, but it's a very fast farm. So yeah, I would say you don't have to do it, but right now, but you should really consider when you're gonna farm, when you're gonna finish farming your Profundity, because you're right there. And you may think like, oh, there's no high importance. Like definitely before Leia, because you don't have Drogon invested in whatsoever. So something to think about. But I think Profundity would be some pretty good, a pretty good farm for you. Improve your fleets. You can use the Profundity to beat Leviathans on offense, and this is like some offensive fleets that you need. So shoring up endurance and getting Profundity will make your offensive ability in Grand Arena a lot better. It would actually like greatly enhance your offensive power and what you can deal with, because the endurance and Negotiator would be able to handle executors, and a Profundity would be able to handle a Leviathan. And then usually people place the third fleet as junk, or even they place Profundity, so the Executrix could deal with that Profundity, and then Chimera could pretty much deal with any other fleet that they would throw down, which is great. So highly recommend you get those two fleets up and running, and then when you want a better defense, you can farm the Leviathan, and that'll be another defensive fleet for you. So something to think about. I think you're doing great on the ground, but you could definitely do better in fleets. And you're in, I think, a Rhodium right now, Rhodium 3. I think with your account, I think you could do better than a Rhodium 3. I think this is easily a Kyber account if you put forth the effort. Let's look at your mods though. 567, a little slow for Lord Vader. No crit damage triangle. I think this is killer. I don't like a protection triangle on Lord Vader. I like crit damage, so I do go with protection. You can go speed here is fine, but this needs to be crit damage. Just because it, like, he does ramp his offense, but you want him to deal damage as well. Again, a little slow, 560. I like these characters a little faster, but I think your mods just need a little work. Like these mods right here, like this mod, even though the secondary stats aren't that great, you can easily slice this up, and it could be a 27, 26 speed mod. Pretty easily if it just hits one. Of course, it could just be a 24, but you never know. 3 hits on 16. If you calibrated this twice, and it's still on 16, yeah, you don't want to work it more. But if you didn't calibrate it twice, you calibrate it twice, see if it hits speed. If it hits speed one more time, it could be like a 22, 20, 21 speed mod, and then you just take it up all the way. Same thing, like this one you could take up all the way too. It's not amazing, but you could try to hit 25, 26 speed. There's a lot of potential just sitting here. This is actually a pretty wonderful mod. If you didn't calibrate it twice, I'd probably try to calibrate it twice to hit either offense or speed here. Take out this defense. While defense is nice, it's not as nice as speed or offense. So something to think about. This one's okay. But you just, the reason why you can't hit that last bit of speed on him and really get him where he wants to be is because you're not like fully working your mods. All right, so you have a Relic 7 JML, so it just is what it is. It seems fine. A little slow, but fine. Decent health, no tenacity, which is okay. You don't have to build tenacity on him. Yeah, this is all right. This isn't the best. I would like to see a little more health, and if you are gonna have less than 200k health, I would like it to be a lot more damage. But you know, it's okay, and it's things like this where your secondary stats just aren't doing anything for your health or offense that you're really losing out on a lot of potential. Like this 16 speed isn't good enough for this. Like tenacity, flat defense, flat health. This isn't honestly that great. I don't know why you even took this one to gold, but this should have % health on it and speed. Yeah, low offense. No health % here. Low offense. So this is why this one's okay. This one's good. This is one of the better ones. Offense primary with health, good health secondaries. I do prefer health primaries with fatty offense secondaries, but those are hard to get. So just keep working on them. You'll get better ones over time. 491, 179k health. A little low, yeah. And this speed one. I like a health primary here. And then same thing. You're not working all the potential of your mods to the best you can, and it seems like you're struggling to hit that 5th hit one consistently. Maybe it's just like the volume of mods you're working or something, or you're just, I don't know. But overall, like your Piet mods are good. Defense, tenacity. It is always the ones that have like crap primaries that end up hitting, right? Yeah, so not bad overall for your mods and your speed. I think it could be a little better. 308 is nice. This is not good. This isn't good at all. So Starkiller doesn't care about his protection. He wants health or offense. Ideally offense here because he assists and does damage a lot more. So he could be much better if you modded him correctly. So speed isn't as important. Speed is nice. Like I like a fast. Mine's over 300, but I don't prioritize speed over the correct primaries and sets for Starkiller. Like this is a fantastic mod, just not for Starkiller. All right, so profundity. So it looks like you're working on your Imperial Remnant, possibly. If you're doing that, then that would be fine to get a little more income into your account. So I do think weaving in those are great. So weave in that Imperial Remnant, get them to like Relic 7 or something. That's where you'll need them anyways for Ahsoka, and then you'll start getting that monthly income for them, which gives you a ton of credits, and then some other relic material and some mod material, which is great. There's all good things from that. It's 3 characters instead of 2 like the Poncho Bros, but very worth the effort, even though they're not super great until you get Great Mothers to put in the 2 zombies, and then you gotta put Enoch into the DTMG team so that people can't crit against DTMG. So he elevates that team. So they have homes. Together they suck. Like they're just not very useful. Like I said, Mace Windu is an excellent relic target. Take him to Relic 3. You don't have to. Same thing, Cal Kestis. I would Relic 3 Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis paired with Starkiller or Rey is exceptional. He just needs his Omegas. He doesn't need his Zetas. So with Starkiller, it makes it a lot more reliable against Rey's, and then with Rey, it makes her team a lot more survivable. So it adds that level of complexity that elevates that Rey team, especially if you have like Rey, Ben, Ezra, and Baby Cal. It really does make the team a lot harder to beat. So something to think about. But I would get those up to snuff. Relic 3, all of them. Relic 7 Seer Junda. So get get the pairing with Jedi Knight Kelkestis, I would probably do that sooner more than later. And if your guild isn't getting Zepho income, then I would kind of move towards a guild that was, if you could, so that you can start getting better income. And then I would, the next big farm I would do for you would probably be Bo-Katan Mandalore would be a great farm for you. If you're not ready for, okay, you're it looks like you're farming her right now, so go ahead and unlock her if that's your farm right now. Let's look at your Galactic Republic. So okay, so maybe you're going for Bo-Katan Mandalore right now. Unlock that's great. Bo-Katan Mandalore, finish your Seer Junda, then fix all the relics that I told you. Mace Windu, the Peridia Bros, get them up to snuff. While you're working on shards, which you should start right now, while you're working on shards for Bad Batch, because you gotta get this team for the raid. Like, you need it for the raid. You need raid income. This is the only farmable team right now. You can't go in the past and get your shards, but you can start working on them now. So I would be working on the shards for this team, double farming them as much as you can, and then going into and finishing that the farms that I listed before. Once you finish your raid income, all the relics that I told you, get your profundity. By the time you finish with your raid income, you should be working on the shards for Leia, so you can go profundity into Leia after you finish your raid income. Terran Malicos too, I would probably get him up and running too. You don't have to do it probably after the raid, but Terran Malicos is a wonderful character, and you have this Seer Junda team up and running. So I would fit him in somewhere, wherever you can, whenever you feel ready for him. But as soon as you can, you won't regret taking him and throwing 3 Omicrons on him, because he is just a fantastic character, super fun. I love the dude. I think you would greatly enhance your roster by getting him up and running. You'll need Bo-Katan Kryze too for the Bo-Katan team. So once you get Bo-Katan, just take her to Relic 5. I think that's her requirement level. And then just leave her there, which is fine. So things to think about: finish the relics that you have after you get Bo-Katan Mandalore. Then do, like Mace, Seer, Cal Kestis, all those other things, the Peridia Bros. Then go into, while you're farming for your raid, prep shards, then go into Profundity, Leia, and from there you can kind of do whatever you want, fit in Terran Malicos wherever you want into that farm. So yeah, excellent account. Thanks for letting me look at your account. Our next account for today is Rabid Gunter with LPH, 12 million GP. Wow, bigger than my account. 7.4 million GP, 4.5 in ships. Been playing for a good amount, 24. That's close to 6 years. 8 GLs. So what GL are you missing? You have Lord Vader. So you're missing GL Ahsoka then. Are you close? I don't see. No, not really. Not particularly. Look at your specters. Not at all. Not at all. Man, Ezra Bridger. This is killer. So some characters you just get up as soon as you can. And Ezra Bridger is one of those characters. You don't leave your MVP on the bench. You put them in the game. Like, Ezra Bridger is an amazing character. Amazing. Any TB he is in, you're going to win. Hands down. And even some of the matches can be unreliable, like JML can fail some or whatever. Even the Zepho special mission with Jedi Knight Kelkestis, if you don't have an Omicron, you take Ezra Bridger, you throw him in there, guaranteed win. You take Ezra Bridger, you may think, oh, I don't have GL Ahsoka, and I know on offense you're dealing with Ezra Bridgers with Rey, so capitalize on that yourself. Like, Rey with Ezra Bridger is a fantastic team. You can use them with any Jedi, JML, even with Jedi Knight Luke or Jedi Knight Revan. Like, it is just an amazing character, ridiculously strong. There's no reason you should have and Ezra Bridger on the bench. Same thing as Ben Solo. You don't have Ben Solo? What are you doing with your Rey? You just like taking her on offense or something? Man, you don't even have Night Trooper, the Pretty Bros. This account is wild. Nuts. You don't have Peridia, you don't have Savage. Savage is practically free. Just take him up to relics and throw an Omicron on him, and you have an amazing tank. He can solo. He does it all. Like, there's no reason where you are in the game for you to have these glaring holes in your account. So same thing as Marin. Marin's still good. You want her like relic 7. Yeah, you don't really need. You use her in T to B for the special mission. You don't have to. Like, yeah, right now the old Night Sisters probably isn't super important for you, but you can even throw in Great Mothers, like excellent characters here. So the bottom of your account, very interesting. So let's look at how ready you are for the raid then. Not at all. So you didn't farm Bad Batch. I'm assuming you're not wailing out on these Empire characters. You don't have them at all. Not one bit. Okay, you did whale them out. Okay, I'm blind. I'm sorry. So you did whale out a little on Oppo and CX2. That's good. And then you're farming up your disguised clone trooper. So this is good, but you still need Bad Batch. As not fun as they are, you still need them for the raid. You're 12 million GP. If you're in a guild that isn't getting good raid participation, then you should be in a guild that is getting good raid participation. Something caught my eye. What is this? Why do you have this? Enemies start the battle with 2 stacks of purge. Jedi enemies can't recover health or protection from Jedi unique abilities. That's wild. This is wild. I'm sure it's an old one, but that's wild. That's nutty. All right, Bale and Skull, that's great. So your priority right now, of course, raid. Finish getting your raid up to snuff. After that, like, I would start working on some of these things. Ezra Bridger, Ben Solo, get them up and running. Get them on your raid team. Like, stop. Like, I get it, you probably don't like the sequels. Let it go. Just throw her on defense. She's an excellent character. The Peridia zombies, get them up and running. It's excellent income. Even where you are in the game, you don't want to let that much income down. So relic 7 them, and at that point you might as well like finish Savage and then go for GL Ahsoka. There's no reason you shouldn't be. But I would be working on the raid first, and then kind of work on those other things that I listed. I know there's not much for you to work on in general, but kind of wild that you're missing these holes. Same thing, like, farm your ships, dude. Farm your ships. It's been a long time. Leviathan has been out for a minute, a hot minute. And you have like a relic 9 Malgus. You have all the ships. So are you just waiting for it to come through? It appears so. Yeah, it looks like you're probably just waiting for the event to come in. So you're probably just finishing the Leviathan right now. It's great. Get the Leviathan, finish your raid farms, and then go into GL Ahsoka, but quickly get the Ben Solo, Ezra Bridger up and running. And even if you had like the material, I would get these 2 up and running. It's kind of wild, pretty wild. I know you're gonna get your clone troopers up and running as soon as you can for your Lord Vader, which is great. Like, that's a great team, great character. I'm happy you soft whaled on them, I guess, or hard whaled, whatever you did. And then Savage, I like, just fit him in somewhere. He's super cheap. Even at gear 12, believe it or not, where you are, you may be like, oh, he's useless to me or something. I don't know. But that's not the case. Like, he's a very good character. 1 Omicron, and his gear is like free, practically free. You don't even have to mod him super well. Like, his kit is just really strong in Grand Arena in general. So I wouldn't be leaving them on the table. Good account overall. Look at your speeds. Look at your mods. Health. Alright, 576 health, decent damage. So not bad. For Relic 9, yeah, I guess. Your mods could be a little better on him, but not horrible. 567. Low damage. Yeah, it's okay. Your mods on your GL are like so-so, you know? Nothing special. Nothing to write home about. But they're fine, you know? You wouldn't brag about them, but they're not bad. A little low on the health. Is she Relic 9? Relic 9? For this much health, I think you can juice her up her health a little more. I think I have like 20 more K health, 21 more K health than you. I think you can do better on her health. Yeah, this has no health on it. This has no health on it. This has 4% when you can get a health primary with like 16 if you find a fast one. So you could easily juice up her health. Her health is very important, and her speed is really slow too, 549. So you'd like her in the 560s at least. Yeah, a little lackluster job, a little slow. So it looks like you don't prioritize your GL mods. Like you just keep them. Yeah, they're okay. You know, they do what I need to do, kind of feeling. Even though you give them high relics, which you need for TB anyways. But I think you could do better. This is fine. Nothing special. For Relic 8, I really would expect a little more. Yeah, see, so like his protection's a little low. His speed is like crazy slow. Like this is what I'm saying. You have one speed set on here and the rest is health. I would throw a speed set on here. You could do better. You could do better than this. Like I get like a lot of people don't like JML, but I know. Look me in the eyes right now, Rabid Gunter. You can do better than this. You're better than this. Do better than this. Alright, so C. The health is a little low. Yeah, so your GL mods are just like not great, honestly. Not great. 369. Giggity. Pretty fast. Your fastest GL. 360. That's a really fast lose then. Sure, he probably gets a hold every so often. No Omicrons though. Like at least throw an Omicron on this bad boy. You know what I mean? At least 1, 2 maybe. You know, special and unique. I think the third one is good. A lot of people don't do it, but it's good. It makes them 100 speed faster over time. But at least these two. At least I think the unique is the most important one. You're kind of like really, I don't understand. Why take him to Relic 7? Have a Zeta, give him practically some of the best mods in your account, and then you don't Omicron him. I just don't get it. 341. This is well modded. So you give your characters that aren't GLs 340. Yeah, that's okay. That's not defense. Defense. I've seen people go potency, and I tell them not to, but like offense, I get like people target her. You know what I mean? But defense. Defense. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, I have a crap modded Moff Gideon too that just like kind of sits up there because he's really fast. All right, yeah, Maul DeLoreans now. Probably gonna have to change these. Oh no, you have defense. Defense. Crazy. Yeah, like, man, wild, absolutely wild. This is pretty fast for having crap mods, 327. So now we're starting to get to the point where your mods are just dropping pretty quick. So overall, I think decent account. Wow, this is pretty fast for having all speed mods. Honestly, you really juiced her up. So arrows are still good. I know I see this a lot, but arrows are worth it because you get the percent stats. Like a lot of characters want stats. Yeah, it's 2 speed, but if you're building mods, just every so often hit up an arrow. You know what I mean? Like find an arrow that is worth. Man, your primary suck. I'm kind of done at looking at your mods, but like overall, you've good mods. You have a lot of time played, but it could be a little better, I think. Man, a conquest sortie. Wild. Clear Galactic Republic. Did you put that one on? Oh my god. So you put Sortie, but not Padawan Obi-Wan? Padawan Obi-Wan, that is a Conquest Omicron. That is chef's kiss. I highly recommend that one. Sortie, not so much. I'm sure you got use out of it because, you know, there was a lot of like droid killed stuff that you probably used it and you probably put it on forever ago. But this is not it. This is not it. It's just, it's not even that good, honestly. And your mods kind of show that you think it's not that good. So wild. All right, cool. So that's what I would say about your account, dude. You have a lot that you still need to do. And I love that you went for the Leviathan, but there's some stuff on the bottom of your account that you need to work on. Get ready for the raid. Datacrons. Crons of the data. So you need to work your datacrons, please. Please. Put some effort into your datacrons. It's really gonna help your account, especially if you whaled and you got an apocron and you whaled out on the character. Like, I couldn't imagine. You're in Erodium 4. You're that bully. You are like that last boss before people hit Kyber. You know what I mean? You're the gatekeeper. You're what keeps those players who aspire to be Kyber contenders, and you're the gatekeeper. You're like the final boss, and they post your account in Discord and be like, look at my opponent, look at this is Erodium. You know, like, this account could be a contender for Kyber 1, or you're missing some key things. You're missing a GL, you're missing a GL ship, and some other important things, but you could be a contender. Like, you could take this account and be in Kyber 1 if you farm datacrons. So I don't think you need to be in Kyber 1, but you should be at least in the bottom of Kyber 2 if you farmed your datacrons. And I know it sucks, but it's just conquest. You just sim nodes. I'm sure you have shard shop currency up the you know what. So just buy the currency, sim the nodes in conquest, click up the datacrons. You don't even have to think much of it. Even if you just made a bunch of them, as much as you can, and didn't put too much effort or thought into it, just click, and whatever you get up to level 9 or 6 or 3 or whatever you're gonna do. That's better, because at least you would have like raw stats, and you'd probably get lucky every so often and have some decent datacrons. Maybe after you tasted their power, you would be like, yeah, they're worth investing in. Even though they cycle out, like, you build more over time, because you're like, what gets destroyed gives you currency, and that means you start out with more, and then you can build more. And it's just like a cycle that you continue to like kind of grow your datacron data cache and everything. So it's worth investing in. I couldn't imagine having your roster and just not being able to compete because your opponents have datacrons and you don't. And it really does make a difference. So, and it really, like, I don't think about datacrons. I don't like go heavy into them, but I engage in it, because if not engaging in datacrons would be like not engaging in modding. You're like, it's so dumb to mod. I'm just not going to invest in it. That's what some people do, and then they lose. And that's what you're doing, but with datacrons. And if you think like, oh, well, they're temporary power, but you cycle through them. You out with the old and with the new. And believe it or not, I think it's a good thing for the game to have datacrons, because it allows for us, or allows for the devs to change the end game and keep it not stale. But if we didn't have something like that, they would have to give us a bunch of new characters to mix up the meta, to change it up so that people don't get bored. So datacrons allows for the game to change with temporary, and even when they release new characters, they release a datacron, comes out really strong, and that saves power creep, because once that datacron goes away, they retain some of their power but not all of it, and they go more in line with what the rest of the characters are in the game. So love them or not, they're here to stay, and at least for 4 months at a time. And they do influence how well you play Grand Arena, which I don't know why you play the game. Maybe just as a collector, but if you want to compete, you should probably at least invest in them as best you can. Other than that, thanks for letting me look at my account. Thanks for supporting me and watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.